In a faraway kingdom known as Azura, nestled between majestic mountains and vast, rolling forests, there lived a brave young boy named Prince Zawar. Zawar was the only son of King Ali, a wise and noble ruler who had led Azura for many years. For years, the kingdom had been under the threat of a giant who dwelled in the mountains. This enormous creature, with a body like a massive boulder and eyes that burned like molten lava, had caused great destruction to the villages. Every year, the giant would descend from his mountain lair, demanding food, gold, and precious jewels from the people of Azura. If his demands were not met, he would destroy entire villages, leaving nothing but ruin in his wake. The people of Azura had grown terrified. No army, no warrior, no hero had ever been able to defeat the giant. King Ali had tried many times to organize expeditions to confront the beast, but none returned victorious. One fateful day, the giant returned, and this time his demands were greater than ever before. He threatened to destroy Azura if the kingdom did not give him 1,000 cattle, 10,000 sacks of gold, and a great feast in his honor. The villagers gathered in the palace, trembling with fear, but Prince Zawar stood up, his heart filled with determination. "Father," he said, turning to King Ali, "I will face the giant. I cannot let our people live in fear any longer." King Ali, though filled with worry, knew that his son was no ordinary boy. Zawar had trained his entire life in swordplay and tactics, and though young, he possessed a mind as sharp as any warrior. With his father's blessing and the hopes of the kingdom on his shoulders, Prince Zawar set out alone to confront the giant. He carried only his sword, which had been forged in the royal forges of Azura, and his wits. The journey to the giant's lair was long and treacherous. Zawar climbed steep cliffs, crossed wild rivers, and braved dense forests. As he neared the giant's mountain, the ground trembled beneath his feet. Standing before the giant's lair, Zawar gazed up at the creature, whose massive form towered over him like a mountain itself. The giant's deep, rumbling voice filled the air. "I am Prince Zawar of Azura," the boy declared boldly, standing tall despite the giant's overwhelming size. "I have come to end your reign of terror. You will no longer harm my people." With a roar, the giant lunged at Zawar, swinging its massive fists. Zawar nimbly dodged the blows, using his speed and agility to avoid the giant's attacks. He knew that brute force would not win this fight. The battle raged on, the giant growing more frustrated as Zawar's swift movements wore him down. The boy's sword, while powerful, was not enough to pierce the giant's thick hide. With a burst of courage, Zawar ran toward the giant's feet, leaping onto a nearby boulder for height. He climbed quickly up one of the giant's legs and reached the back of its knee. Using all his strength, he plunged his sword into a crack in the giant's rocky skin, just behind its ear, its only vulnerable spot. With a tremendous roar, the giant fell to the ground, defeated at last. The people of Azura rejoiced when they heard the news of the giant's defeat. The prince returned to the kingdom, where he was celebrated as a hero. King Ali, filled with pride, embraced his son.